is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you so they can get you the best possible settlements or solutions to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've also helped thousands of people, thousands, solve their tax problems. So don't play around. Click on their link on my website, thedugstewartshow.com, and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with our uncle. You know, Uncle Sam.
He's nobody's sports talk puppet, the Doug Stewart Show.
That's right, nobody's sports talk puppet. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining your folk. Yes. And this is a Mad Dog Monday. And what we do on Mondays is Ballers and Busters and, talk about what happened this past weekend. I'm going to kind of touch upon each one of the games in the NFL in a second. But our Dougie Daily question is, who's the most iconic player to play for your team? Whether that's college, pro, NFL, college, basketball, football, doesn't matter. Whatever that may be, that's what we've been talking about all day long today. And before we went to the break, and this segment is brought to you by AmeriCommerce. That's right, AmeriCommerce. All you need to get your online store off the ground. That's right, AmeriCommerce. So check them out. Their banner link on my website, thedugstewartshow.com. And, get off the right ground. Get your foot off with your company off the right ground, all right? This is the Doug Stewart Show. So before we went to the break, somebody called in and said, who would be the most iconic player in Boston Celtics history? And so the obvious two names that he threw out there was Larry Bird as well as Bill Russell. But Bill Russell's got, 11 rings? Something crazy like that? It's just unbelievable. And Larry Bird, he's Larry Legend. I think the Celtics may have 2, maybe 3 when Larry Bird played for them. So, let's just be real. The diversity. The diversity in Boston, I think, would tremendously sway the vote as far as who you would think. And I've seen stories and I've read stories about how Bill Russell was bitter, ever since he went to the city of Boston, and how the fans treated him and how he never thought that he got the respect that he deserved with all the winning that he brought there. So you can understand him being bitter. You can. If a guy wins you 11 rings, you should build not just a statue in front of the stadium for him. You should have a statue in City Hall for him, right? But that's not the case. That's not the feeling you get when you talk about the Boston Celtics and their admiration for the great Bill Russell. Now, I will make the argument that Larry Bird was a probably overall better player. And I always get into these conversations when you're talking about a skill guy. I'm talking about the skill, okay? Don't get it twisted. Bill Russell was a beast. He's one of the top players in the history of the game. But when you talk about the skill set between a guard or Larry Bird's situation, a small forward, when you talk about those guys and the fact that they handle a basketball, they shoot, they distribute, they're usually the floor general, they're usually getting everybody involved. They can go to the hole, they can post you up, they can do a lot more things than a typical big guy, okay? So when you're talking about the Lakers, if there's an argument with Kobe Bryant compared to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I'd say it's Kobe. He's the better player, the better overall player. Same thing, I think, would play a part into this conversation if you're talking about these NBA players, or in particular with the Boston Celtics. I think fans would probably vote overwhelmingly for Larry Bird. And I don't know if they've ever done that. I think they would vote Larry Bird as the greatest player in Boston Celtics history. And I think that may be wrong. It might not be. They just might love the guy. And it's not always the best player. You might have some type of kinship with the guy. The guy might be from your town. Or the guy, might have played for your team in college or something, like Doug Flutie. Like if Doug Flutie went and played for the New England Patriots and he did well, the fact that he played at Boston College might weigh into a conversation of who's your favorite New England Patriot quarterback. Doug Flutie, and this is all hypothetical. Would it be Doug Flutie or Tom Brady? With all the great things that Tom Brady's done. So there's always extenuating circumstances to, they might just love the guy. The guy just might have embraced them. I don't know. If you had the conversation about who's the biggest, most iconic guy in, New Orleans, would it be Sam Mills, the linebacker? Or would it be Drew Brees? It'd probably be Drew Brees. That's probably not the greatest debate. But my point is Drew Brees has been embraced, and he's embraced the city ever since he's been in New Orleans. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So guys that they may have had a bigger relationship with in the past that have played for those old Saints teams when they sucked, Drew Brees has surpassed them because he has openly embraced the culture of New Orleans. So it's kind of difficult, but I think to answer the question, I think it would be Larry Bird. As crazy as that sounds, with a guy that has more rings in basketball than anybody else, I think it would be Larry Bird. Triple Digit, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What you got?
Hey, it's Triple Digit.
What's up, man?
Hey, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. My baller goes to my Terps for getting it done up at Penn State this weekend.
Okay.
First time ever in the history and second time ever beating Penn State. Buster had to go to my coach because he's a schmuck, and just the way the no handshakes and everything with Penn State. That was just classless.
Yeah.
Best player in my history I got Len Bias from Maryland, and I got Bryce Harper will be the future of baseball.
Wow. Wow. What about the Bullets?
Oh, the Bullets, I mean, I'm not going to even say MJ. I mean, I'm going to go Wes Unseld.
Wes Unseld,
my favorite player. Yeah. And then, my Redskins, Darryl Green, greatest player.
Okay.
So
Darryl Green for the Redskins.
It looked like you had a fun time at homecoming this past weekend.
Yes, sir.
We will catch up this week. I'm going to talk some trash to Vernon after my Wizards beat up on the Knicks on Wednesday.
Hey, appreciate the call.
Tuesday.
Appreciate the call, Triple Digit. And so Triple Digit called Wes Unseld with the fat afro. You thought I was gonna call him fat. He was just slightly big molded. Yeah, Wes Unseld for the Bullets, and he says Bryce Harper for the baseball team. They've only had baseball for a couple of years now. And then who did he pick for baseball, basketball? Oh, he picked Darryl Green for football. Yeah, I think so. Darryl Green's probably the greatest football player. We had somebody hit me up a little bit earlier, and they said John Riggins. So I don't know, some debate about that. From Griff, he says the Sixers, Julius Erving. Yeah. Followed by Allen Iverson. But yeah, it would be overwhelmingly because Dr. J was like bigger than life. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And if you saw the 30 for 30? If you saw the 30 for 30 on Dr. J was bigger than life. Seriously. His name still rings today. And to be bigger than life, you got to have a great nickname. So Dr. J had it all. He had a great game, and he had a great nickname. From John Marshall, he says the Celtics had a love-hate relationship with the great Bill Russell. Boston was once a very racist town, and that's what you hear. From William Mack, he says, better question about New Orleans. Is it Breeze or Archie Manning? Probably Breeze now. He can run for mayor right now. Archie Manning or Drew Brees? I still would say Drew Brees. Drew Brees, and he just summed it up. William summed it up. Drew Brees literally, and we say this about athletes all the time, but no, literally Drew Brees could run for mayor right now, and he would win. I think that's how much respect and admiration they have for the great Drew Brees. I want to quickly touch upon some of these games. The Seattle Seahawks, they beat the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders are just struggling right now. They're horrible. We talked about briefly about St. Louis getting a miracle win over San Francisco. Colin Kaepernick fumbles on the goal line. That's terrible for them. That's a game you're going to wish you had when you're trying to get into the playoffs if you're San Francisco. The Cleveland Browns, they get a big win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay was game 22-17. I didn't mention this one all day long, and I'm glad that I stopped to do it. The Dallas Cowboys go down. You go down, boy. The Dallas Cowboys lose to the Arizona Cardinals, and wow, what do you know? The Arizona Cardinals right now are 7-1 on the year. Huh? Unbelievable. Little Cuz caught a touchdown to end. Andre Ellington, I'm going to try to get him on the show this week. A little issue because he's on the West Coast, and so it's hard getting him in, scheduling him in around what he has to do. But so Little Cuz scores a touchdown, and they do the damn thing. The Philadelphia Eagles, big win over the Houston Texans. Mark Sanchez comes in as they win 31-21. He looks kind of good. Let's wait until, they see him a couple of weeks before we start saying that Mark Sanchez is back. Yeah, don't jump the gun on that. The Cincinnati Bengals get a big win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Miami Dolphins in an embarrassing shutout win over the San Diego Chargers. What the hell happened to San Diego? The Vikings get a big win. You got two young quarterbacks. Teddy Bridgewater does the damn thing against RG3, who has his first game. They win 29-26, so big win for them. And I didn't get a chance to mention it because it was Thursday night. The Carolina Panthers, they go down to the New Orleans Saints, and wow, Carolina, they just falling apart. They are just absolutely falling apart. So very, very interesting week in the NFL tonight. I think it's the Giants and the Colts. Can't wait for that. Can't wait to see some football on Monday night. I'm going to rest. I'm going to drink me a hot toddy. Yes, I'm going to drink me a couple of hot toddies and try to get from under this weather and get my head cleared up a little bit. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. And man, greatest time of the year, man. Do you love football? Are you not entertained by football? Are you not entertained by the Doug Stewart Show? I know you are. I know you are. Man, thank y'all so much. And I'm always saying thank you, but I want to really say it in a serious manner. Thank you very much for making this show the #1 sports talk show in America online, on radio, podcast, or whatever. We are growing by leaps and bounds, and I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. If you listen to the show and you're not a follower on Spreaker.com, do that. Do that. That would help out tremendously. Yes, not only telling 147 people a day, but follow me on Spreaker.com, all right? Those are verifiable numbers. Oh, boy. Oh, that killed me. All right, tomorrow, it's the Top 5 Tuesday. You know what we do on Top 5 Tuesday. Fun stuff, as we do every single day, really. So make sure you continue to listen and pass the word, all right? Thank you to everybody that made today's show possible. Thank you to Tree Taylor, a.k.a. the Tree of Life. Thank you, Tree, for what you do. Thank you for my man, Waterhead Walter. Thank you, Walter. CJ, the DJ. Thank you, CJ. My man, Gerald Oliveri, as well as Dwayne Vassan. Yeah, what up, Dwayne? I forgot your damn name for a second, man. I appreciate you, all that you do. Thank you to everybody that made this show possible. Oh, especially to you, the listeners. Thank you very much. Continue to pass the word and tell people tomorrow. Once again, Top 5 Tuesday, all right? Same Doug time, same Doug channel. Peace.